Hi, welcome to Mark's Basement Arcade. Today we're going to be rebuilding a flipper on a Bally Night Rider. So one of the first things we're going to do is we're going to get this EOS switch taken apart as much as we can, like desolder it. You know what? Forget that. I'm just going to cut that off and we will just restrip it. How's that sound? Because that wire is just all janky. Cut it close. This one isn't bad. That wire's just like so folded up and twisted around on there. There, look at that one. Beautiful. That one came off nice. Oh, and I just bumped you. We're going to have a fun time getting that one out. No, we're not. We're going to cheat. We're going to take this off. Look at that. That came off easy. Perfect, huh? Now we're going to need a flathead screwdriver, which is right here. We'll take this EOS switch off. Always remember how it came off too. Notice it went like this on the machine and the big leaf was pointing away from the assembly. So we want to put it back on that way. So I'm just going to leave that with the screws in it and that like that. And we will get the new EOS switch out of the bag. Let's put all that stuff back in the bag. Get the new EOS switch out. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to tin the ends of the wire. I like using flux when I first tin these. It just seems to make everything just go and flow better. This is, think of flux as like solder glue. It basically preps the metal and helps the solder bond to it so much easier. We'll just take that and set that there. Let's take my tip, clean it off, put a little solder on it, and we can just touch it, and the solder just like wicks to the whole assembly, which is pretty nice how that flux, that's why I like using flux on these. It just makes everything just flow better. It's a little more smokier, but I just like using it better. Alright, I got that cleaned off. We'll get back to here. How did this go on? Like this. I don't remember. We'll wing it. No. This goes on like that. No. Did it? No. Went on like that. Yeah. Just like that. And then these screws will come right out. Make sure you use this plate too. Get the screws back in the holes. Line them up. Screw them down. I'm going to tell you one thing, all this stuff is much easier to do than I'm showing you, because I'm going to have to take a leaf out of that, ain't I? Yes. Notice how this only has 3 hunks of wafer, and this has 4. So we got to take one wafer off. Let me get my little screwdriver for that. We gotta take one wafer off because this EOS switch will be too fat and the screws will not all line up on it good. There we go. Just like that. We can throw that kind of in the junk thing. Put the screwdriver over here out of the way. Now you got the little bit of the isolators, so you want to snip those off. Because they're longer. Where did all the plastic pieces go? They stuck right to it, which is good. Now you want to just take the screw and push it through, since you just mushed it like that. Push it through. Yeah, one. All right. There we go. So how is this? Like this. You can always look at your other side to see what exactly you did and how everything should line up. Easy to push through this way. I have to ream that out a little bit better. Otherwise I'm going to push this insulator completely out. So what I'm just going to do is take my screwdriver and go like that. So you get that straightened back out. So when I put my screws through it, it doesn't push through. Like this. Like that. See, now we have actually screw hanging out the back of it. And we might as well use my little screwdriver. Screw these down. Once I tighten them up, this little piece of metal that's kind of bent like that will flatten back out. That's kind of like a, almost like a spring lock, if you want to call it that, the way it's bent. It keeps pressure on the screws so they don't lift out. And now you got the threads poking out the back, which is what you want. And we'll go back like that. And just screw in there. Screw in there. Flip this back around. I can't remember where I put the pawl for it. I remember it fell off the other day when I was messing around with it. And I'm like, uh-oh, where did I put it? I put it on the machine. Here's the original one. We're reusing it. There's nothing wrong with it. I always take these screws, back them in and out a few times. Alright, we got that off. Now we can solder these lugs back on. Should I strip that one too? Yes, and we are going to fix all this wiring anyways. This wiring, look at that, it's all loose. So I'm gonna solder this back on, and then we will rebuild this, and then I will just fix the wiring afterwards. I'm not going to bore you with doing that. If I can get in here. This is the hard thing. I'm recording and you're like in the best spot. It's like really hard for me to do everything good. And that's not even a good solder. Or is it? Oh yeah. That's a great solder. I don't like the way it looks though. That's better. How is it on there? That's good. When you can grab it and wiggle and bend everything around, you know you got a good joint on it. This one, we'll take and strip it back. Usually, like I said, I would use flux on it, but I'm going to just show you. It takes a little bit longer. So if I would have just used flux, this would have just wicked right onto it and have been like instant. But since we're not, oh, holy cow, is that hot. So that's why I don't edit my videos, because I want you to see how you could make mistakes and how it's human to do this mistakes. And that's why you're going to learn from me. I gotta get that hunk of solder out of there. I don't like leaving that stuff on the playfield when it sticks, because what it's going to do, it's going to vibrate off eventually and possibly land on like a leaf switch or something like that. Possibly, not sure, not guaranteed, but I don't want to chance it. That's hot too. There, that's on good. So, I just don't like this. This is all just janky. I guess we are gonna fix it. Let's do this. We don't want to burn ourselves again. I gotta get all this off here anyways. And I am right-handed. Alright. The trick is add fresh solder to something you're going to desolder. And you like just like wrap this around and twist and turn it and here. Look at that, that's garbage. What is that junk? That's just some crazy repair. And that lug is all gone on that coil, but we will save it. There's enough to lug to solder onto. There. Oh, this is like garbage. that off. I don't get this. That was like factory. That was some weird factory job. Now, as you know, I'm probably not the best solderer there is. So, don't follow all my soldering advice. There are plenty of YouTubers out there that are great at soldering. I consider myself kind of a novice at soldering, but what I do works. It may not be the prettiest, but it does the job for what I want it to do. Now these, I think I'm going to make them just a little bit longer. I'm just going to twist them all together. I know somebody's probably going to be like, no. The lug is kind of damaged on the coil, so I want to give the best hookup I can to it. So for me to do that, I feel it would be best to solder all these wires together and then solder them onto the lug that is damaged. And for that, I'm going to dip these in flux. So when I hit the solder on them, it sucks right into them. All those wires are now soldered together. I'm going to let them just hang over to the side like that. See how they're all soldered together? And now where did my solder go to? There it goes. I thought it rolled all the way away. I'm going to pause this for one split second because I'm almost out of time on my card, and we'll be right back. Alright, we're right back again. Alright, so we got, this is garbage. Alright, so we got that, and that is out of the way. We will just leave that detached for right now. We'll take the coil stop off because that's going to be garbage. Oh yeah, that is garbage. Look at that. It's all domed. That's garbage. Let's get a paper towel and naphtha. To clean this off. This is garbage. Look at that. See how much slop that had? That's garbage. And we will get this out. This is the flipper bushing. This is garbage. One was broke on this machine, so I know they both got the same amount of wear. This keeps your flipper from moving backwards and forwards. I want to show you. Here's one of the original flippers. Actually, this is really good. It's got like no movement. No. Yeah, it's actually good. Which is surprising because the other one was broke. Odd. Garbage. The other one was broke. It was like snapped off halfway. So I figured this one would be just like wore out. But it's not. Coil we will clean off. How bad is that? No, that's good. Put a little naphtha on there. Screw the top back down. Take this, wipe this off. I'm going to tell you before it, you don't need to clean this off, but you might as well. You got it all apart. Garbage. New coil sleeve. New spring for the linkage. New linkage. Spring. Bushing. Stop. Coil stops I like to put in, flipper bushings. I kind of like to tighten them all down slowly, kind of in a circle. So I want to make sure that this is setting flat in the assembly, because if it's wonky, you're going to get your flipper to drag on an angle and it's going to scratch your playfield, possibly, or it's going to be pointing up. And if you, as long as you screw this down and get it all screwed down evenly, it should not do that. Yeah, we want to clean this off too. Might as well clean all that off, you know what I mean? You're here. Alright. It's got some crusties on it. Ugh. Important thing, we will take this and not lose our screws. This I'm just going to go like this. Let's get this spring off here. Now this comes with C-clips. If I can find out where I put them. But I didn't want the C-clip. I like the horseshoe clip instead. Ooh, we got two. We got bonus. We'll use that one. The C-clip didn't fit. That came with the kit. It didn't fit, but this does. I don't know if they threw the wrong ones in the bag or whatever, but this horseshoe clip works, and I do like these horseshoe clips, how they fit on. I think they stay on a little bit better than the C-clips. They're a little bit a bear to get on sometimes, but they do a great job. I'm trying to just push it on with my playfield jig there, and I feel those set on a machine so much better. They like the way they hold in. It does so much better job than that C-clip, because that C-clip was clearly wrong, and for these Bally ones I could not find a C-clip that fit on them really good. They just didn't. But these horseshoe clips fit on there really super nice. I think these were for, I think I bought them for a Chicago coin. I can't remember, but they fit on really nice. They do a great job. This will go through here. This is going to go on that way. Because when that turns, it's going to go like that. Ooh, forgot this. Put that on there. That's a spring washer. It helps keep tension on the coil. That's all it does. Keeps it from wobbling and rattling. Get your screws back in. I don't have them in all the way. Get her snug. Snug as a bug in a rug. There. Now this should not fall out when you manhandle your playfield and roll it around. It shouldn't. But I've had them fall out before, but usually they'll stay in. Now we got to get this wire back on. And how am I going to do this? I have a shorter wire. That will go just like that. Now, like I said, I got a good blob on here. I want to get this warm there. Get that on so it transfers good through. Like I said, I was missing part of the lug due to how they wrapped it around. So that's good. They're all on there good and tight. All the other wires are soldered decent. It's just that one was soldered really nasty. But it isn't the prettiest, but it's on the lug, it's tight on there, it's not going anywhere. And it is as best as I can get it without putting a brand new coil on it. And there's nothing wrong with this coil. Now setting the EOS switch, you're going to have to do when you get your flippers on and in the machine. But I can kind of give you a little basic. We'll drop, and I just kicked you again, drop the flipper through the top, bottom, and see this one is opening way too early. I like to have it open a little bit later. So what we'll do is we'll bring this back a little bit, and when that hits, still too early. A little too early for me. I like my EOS switches open almost at the end of the stroke. I know I'm kind of blocking you. That's still... And I moved it the wrong way, that's why. Not too far. That's almost good. I like it to be a little bit more tight than that. Ooh, that's probably really good. Bring that back just a hair. And I'll actually, it goes on how the coil pulls. I'm kind of getting it just about right. It could be a little bit tighter. Alright, sorry about the weird part of the flipper cutting off. What I did was I uploaded all my film, my videos, up to my laptop, and then I forgot to erase them all off this card after they're on the laptop, because they don't need to be on the card no more. So then, as I'm looking at, I realized I'm out of minutes. So the video cut off. So anyways, we're going to go a brief overview. I did fix the wiring. If we were talking about the wiring, this was just all really hacked, crazy, put together on there. So we did fix that. We got them all fixed, working perfectly. We went through and adjusted the EOS switch temporarily. I will show you what I did. This is just a temporarily adjustment. When the plunger goes all the way down, this bar right here is going to hit the switch, and right there it starts moving and then opens. It's about perfect. I will fine tune it more at the end of the game, but ideally the last little bit of this is when you want the switch to open. It needs to open at a full stroke. Whether it opens at the top, which you don't want it, but you want it to open up as close to the bottom as possible. And I like to check them while the machine is live, because then I can see how the machine is reacting with power, how it's pulling, and see exactly what it's doing, and then I can fine tune that EOS switch. But this is a good temporary adjustment just to get the machine up and flipping, and then once the game is live I can go through and readjust it correctly. So that has been done to both of them. Coil sleeve's been in, the new linkage and springs all been in, it's got the new bushing. So yeah, sorry about the weird ending to that, but that's okay. The important thing is this wiring is corrected and it's on there tight. It's not loose like it was before, where it probably wouldn't have fell off. I just didn't like it. It didn't look pretty to me, or as pretty as I can get it. But anyways, yeah, give a thumbs up. There will be cool stuff going across the video here. If you want to buy some swag to help support Mark's Basement Arcade, go for it. If you just rather just donate some money to Mark's Basement Arcade, go for it too. Everything goes back into arcade. I use it to buy all supplies, camera. I'd like to get a new camera someday. I'd like to get a newer computer. So all that goes into making videos. So give me thumbs up, please like and subscribe, and later.